If you know me, you know I love coffee. I talk about it on social media. In July 2020, I produced 10 things you need to know about coffee. And last August, I shared my morning coffee routine. A few weeks ago, I decided to start roasting my own coffee beans. I've actually wanted to do this for a while now. You can taste the difference between fresh ground coffee and coffee grounds. It's fresher. There's a certain novelty behind grinding beans that you roasted on your own, over beans you bought at the store. It kind of gives you a feeling of satisfaction and ownership, like, I roasted these. This is my coffee. There's lots of options for buying raw coffee beans, but I decided on the 3 pounds from Nicaragua because it's the best seller and it was the best deal. Going into a new hobby for the first time, I wasn't sure how it would turn out, if it was something I was going to stick with, so I opted for the most economical option. For roasting, I thought about just using a pan and a wooden spoon, and I'm sure there's people who do that, but I wanted a pan I could use just for coffee beans. There's coffee roasting machines out there, but most of them are over $100. I opted for a nut roaster. Start out by preheating the pan on medium heat. Raw coffee beans are the weirdest thing you've ever seen. It looks like peanuts that have gone bad. They don't even really feel like coffee beans in your hands. It feels like something raw. And it smells like rabbit food or wet hay. After preheating the pan, I started out with half a cup of coffee beans. The point is to keep them moving so that they don't burn. You'll see them slowly change color from green to yellow to light brown. And between 5 to 10 minutes in, you'll encounter what's called the first crack. Before I started, I wasn't able to find any reliable sources as to what the crack actually sounds like. And I was expecting a sound like popping popcorn. It actually sounds like firecrackers. I prefer light roasts. When I buy coffee at the store, I always search for medium roasts, or breakfast blends, or blonde roast if I can find it. It's just a personal preference. I wanted to make sure I didn't get it too dark, so as soon as I got past the first crack, I moved it to a colander. Keep stirring in the colander to remove the chaff. The coffee beans will keep cooking while they cool off, so they're done as soon as you can pick them up. Half a cup doesn't seem like that much, but if you remember from my video how I make my morning coffee, I count out 85 beans for my press. You can see here that half a cup of raw coffee beans produces about a week's worth of coffee. One of my biggest concerns going in was I didn't want my coffee to taste like it tasted like coffee. It was fine as far as that goes, but it didn't have a whole lot of flavor. On my second attempt, I roasted through the first crack about 25 minutes, and it was better, but it still just tasted like really weak coffee. My third attempt going in, I had the intention of roasting for an hour. I figured I would see if I could get it to be too dark and work my way backwards from there. Not long after I passed the 25-minute mark, I encountered the second crack and moved the coffee beans to the strainer about 35 minutes in. I wanted to get a colander just for coffee, so I got this copper one and a wooden bowl for catching the chaff. My third batch came out really, really well. Maybe a little dark, but it was a really solid cup of coffee. I could taste the freshness, making coffee in the afternoon with beans I'd roasted that morning. Roasting your own coffee is more economical than buying them at the store, and there's a sense of satisfaction that comes from drinking a cup of coffee you roasted yourself. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell to get notifications.